Hi, and welcome to the weekly general reading for Monday, April 30th, 2019. First, I want to tell you that this is a timeless reading. Just whenever you watch it, it's going to pertain to the next 7 days ahead of you. So it doesn't matter when you watch it, it's just that we're doing a reading for the week. We're looking at general dynamics, what to expect, and hopefully some, tips on what to kind of look out for and that kind of stuff too, okay? So before we begin, I wanted to say that I am recording with a new camera. I'm really excited about it. I was recording with my partner's camera, and his camera is like, I don't know, it's like really, really expensive, and I was always afraid that I was gonna mess it up somehow. So I'm really looking forward to working with this particular camera. Anyway, that said, let me go ahead and tell you what the piles are. Pile number 1 is a green butterfly. Pile number 2, it's a red butterfly. Pile number 3 is the pink butterfly. Pile number 4 is the blue butterfly. Pile number 5 is the white butterfly. And pile number 6 is the purple butterfly. So while you guys are picking out the pile you're going to go with, I just wanted to let you know anything that you might need to know about me is going to be in that description. That includes like how to contact me and how to book a private reading with me if you would like something more detail, and just some different links that might be helpful to you, okay? All right, so that said, let's go ahead and start with pile number 1. However, if you have not picked your pile yet, go ahead and pause the video. Alrighty, guys. Hi, those of you who picked pile number 1, the green butterfly, here is your reading. We have power, okay? So this is the equivalent of the strength card, but this isn't strength, this is power, so we're going with this deck, okay? We have the birds modified by the writer, okay? We have step away from the crowd, and we have strategy. Okay, yeah, think about the long game this week, okay? Maybe there's something that you want and you want it really quickly, okay? But you can't really get it right now. Think about the long game, okay? It's always important to strategize if something is like really important to you. If you really want it and you have to have it, it's like, well, we have to do this the right way. And whatever that means for you, focus on that. And I feel like that's all I can really say about it because it's going to be a different message to each one of you guys, okay? With the power card, I feel like this just means that you're in your power. You have the ability to control things in your life right now. And the reason you have the ability to control them is that you understand them as well, okay? So, generally we can't control a situation unless we understand, we look at it and we can see it from all angles and all of that kind of stuff. So you're in a really good position right now. You're in a position of power, and like you have, strategizing is going to be an easy thing for you to do this week. We do have what could be gossip, but it's probably just talk, okay, coming quick. So you might have somebody who needs to get a hold of you on the phone, or needs to get a hold of you in person even, and there's something about it that's gonna be a little urgent, so that'll be interesting to look forward to. And then we have step away from the crowd. For some of you guys, this might mean rumors and gossip, and this would be like, make sure that you're not giving anybody something to talk about if you don't want them to, if you want them to, then go ahead. But I also feel like this is like, really dare to be an individual this week, okay? Now, some of you guys are like, well, I'm always an individual. I'm very authentic and all of that kind of stuff. That's great. It's just what I'm getting is that if you have an unpopular opinion, other people can be made to feel more comfortable with your unpopular opinion if you tell them that you're uncomfortable with it. Like, I know it's supposed to be like the best movie ever, but I actually don't like Star Wars that much. I mean, I'm being true. It's true. I actually really don't like Star Wars that much. Even though, I get it. I see it and all of that, and I get it. it's just not my style, I guess. So that's me expressing a unpopular opinion in a way that I hope makes other people feel a little bit more comfortable with my weird opinion. All right, but yeah, this looks pretty good because you're in a place of advantage right now this week, so you guys are gonna be fine. Alrighty. Hi, those of you who picked the red butterfly, here's your reading. We have Passion Ignited. We have Decorate. We have Romance. Modified, well, we have the Bear modified by Romance and Man Holding a Heart. Oh my goodness. Okay, so, we've got a lot of romantic stuff going on here. Like, I see this Decorate as like decorating yourself, and I see the Passion Ignited as like kind of like this almost like a sexual passion, but also just kind of like you're feeling, oh, what's the right word? It's like you have a muse and you want to like write or be creative or something like that. I want to call it a muse, but I know that's not the word. But yeah, it's like you want to. It's like your heart's fluttering and you're feeling very, very strongly about something. Some of you guys might be in love with somebody from work, your boss maybe. Or some of you guys might actually really love a position of power that you're in right now. Like maybe you've been given a new assignment at work and maybe you're a team lead, for example, or you're able to delegate tasks to other people. Because it doesn't always have to be about romance. I think most of you guys are experiencing something where you're in love with somebody who's like powerful, though. I mean, I'm getting more of a love vibe, and it might be with the passion, the Man Holding a Heart, but it's in general, it's like we've got a lot of romantic feelings going on this week for you. So that's going to pretty much eclipse everything else. With the Man Holding a Heart, it's pretty obvious what this means, but basically we've got somebody who's in love and somebody who's willing to express their love too, okay? The gender doesn't really matter. What matters is that somebody's going to be expressing their love this week in your life, okay? That could be you, that could be somebody else. That's just going to be a really huge theme, okay? So even if it's not you that's experiencing this, you'll notice that people around you are, and that kind of thing. So yeah. Looks like you have a very fiery week ahead. All right. Hi, pile number 3. Those of you who picked the pink butterfly, here is your reading. We have Awareness. We have the Whip and Broom modifying the Friend. We have Hostilities, and we have It's Not an Emergency. Okay. So this Awareness card, it's the equivalent of the Magician and the regular tarot, but I don't want to say that, I don't want you to think that it is the Magician, because we're not using a traditional tarot this week. We're using this tarot. So we're looking at becoming more conscious of things going on around you. Unfortunately, it looks like there's either somebody might hurt you or like a friend, somebody who you thought was your friend, or somebody who you're really close to might not be as loyal as you think that they should be, or there, and we have Hostilities too, right here, kind of coloring this too. So it feels kind of yucky this week, and I hate saying that. One thing that I can say though is that I see a completely different story for some of you. For some of you, I see sexual tension rising, and like between you and a friend. And then, like, finally you guys are, like, expressing yourselves sexually with one another, because this can also mean, like, sexuality, and it can mean that stuff. And, and the dog is a loyal friend or somebody who's loyal, that kind of thing. We also have It's Not an Emergency. You might be feeling a lot of pressure this week, like you've got to get some things done and all of that. Take it as, like I'm not saying to not make things urgent that are urgent, okay? Because it's important for us to take care of our responsibilities. But what I'm saying is that don't worry so much about having to get everything just so if you have a lot to do this week, because that is going to make it very, very difficult for you to do a good job in anything that you're trying to do. Okay? So just take things as slowly as you can, comfortably can, and try to enjoy doing it. Try to make it fun. Try to make it a game. I'm just kind of getting that there's just lots of tasks and they need to get done, and it feels like it's all built up and that kind of thing. Okay, you're gonna notice that you're increasing your awareness this week though, and gosh, I really hate saying this, because it's like it feels so yucky, but it just looks like there's gonna be something come up that is. It's like the friend is hurting you in some way, okay? And then we have hostilities too. So be sure to watch next week's after 7 days or have gone by, and hopefully your week will be going a lot better next week. Alrighty. Hi, those of you who picked the blue butterfly, here's your reading for today. We have heartache and loss. Sorry, for this week. Reclaim your art. We have the cross modifying the clover. And then we have the second chakra, which in this deck we've got angels having to do, like, associated with the chakras. And this is associated with the Archangel Ariel, so... yeah, this is an interesting spread because there's a lot of, contradictions. Okay, so I see you as really knowing what you want to do. Like you know what you want to do, you know what you desire, you know what you want in whatever situation you're going to be in, this week. You're going to be just very aware of your desires in that situation. We have... heartache and loss is letting me know that you could be going through heartache. You could be going through, like, the grieving process, and that might be especially difficult this week. Maybe it's an anniversary or something like that. Or you might be, like, in a third-party situation where it's like people are going to get hurt no matter what. Or just any kind of situation where people are going to get hurt no matter what. And you're just aware that some people are going to get hurt. Maybe you've been given the task to fire 2 people out of 100 people that you work with. And it's like there's just no good way to do that, basically. It could be something like that. But I get that you're put in a position that's going to hurt you and also hurt somebody else. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to do with romance. But it is like you're gonna have to lose something, and it's gonna be painful to lose that. So yeah, the cross can sometimes mean a burden, but it's like there's a burden that you're given, but you don't realize that there's actually something really lucky about it. Or it could be that you got really lucky, and then there's a burden that comes with it, okay? I'll use a really lavish example. Let's say that you win $1 billion in the lottery this week, okay? And somebody sees that you won, and they start telling everybody, and then people start coming over and trying to get money from you, and then you get it all stolen, for example. It'd be like your luck then becomes a burden, that kind of thing. But on a much smaller level, okay. If you guys do, if one of you guys does win $1 billion, my donation link is down there. So maybe 1 million, that would be nice. Right? But this could also be spirituality. Like you get really lucky because of spirituality, or there's a spiritual essence that's going around with your luck. Like maybe you're experiencing something that's just right. It's like synchronicities and things like that. It's gonna really depend on who you are, which kind of viewer you are, as far as who's going, as far as who's gonna experience what. Either way, an overall message for all of you guys who picked this particular pile. If there's a way, like any way of self-expression, no matter what it is, it can be dance, it can be It can be music. It can be cleaning house. Some people that's self-expression, or gardening, or painting, or drawing, or writing. Anything. Just find a way to express yourself this week, because it feels to me, I mean, especially with this card, but it also feels to me that you guys have a lot on your heart, and that finding a way to either share that with somebody else or just share that with yourself by expressing the art would be very therapeutic for you this week, okay? So kind of keep that in mind. I'm going to be interested if, as far as like what the heartache and loss is about. I mean, it's not that I want to know about all of this painful stuff, but given that I'm not really getting that, for most of you, I'm not getting that it has to do with love. I'm getting that it's just kind of like a situation where it's like a lose-lose situation. I'm really interested in how that's going to manifest with you guys this week. Hi, those of you who picked the 5th pile, the white butterfly, here is your... This is wonderful. Here's your reading. We have spiritual union. This is the equivalent of the 2 of Cups, but that's not what we're not dealing with a regular deck, so it's spiritual union. We have drop it. We have the bouquet modifying the fox, and then we have carrying communications. Okay. Some of you guys are going to be noticing somebody's very, very attractive at work. Or maybe somebody at work is complimenting you. Another way of reading that is that somebody who you kind of think is like maybe a ladies' man or a loose woman is complimenting you a lot, and it's like you don't know if they're really that serious or not, because they're just the kind of person that it's kind of hard to know if they really mean it like seriously, or if they're just saying it because they say that to everybody, that kind of thing. I'd say that needs a little bit more examination, especially since it comes up with carrying connections and spiritual union. I think that the person that the carrying connections and the spiritual union comes up with, though, is already in your life, and you already know who it is for most of you. So the way that will look is like whoever you are very attracted to right now, there's a spiritual element of it that will be revealed this week. And you'll find that you can really rely on that person. The bouquet is about beauty. It's about being well put together. It's about a gift, So maybe somebody at work will give you a gift, or maybe somebody will give you the gift of work, okay? But there's something you're doing. You know what it is, okay? I'm not getting anything specific, but there's something that you're doing. It's like a little incessantly, like maybe a little bit too much. And whatever it is, cut it out. Stop doing it. I hate being this tough love person, but yeah, I mean, there's something you need to cut it out. So stop doing it. And unfortunately, I can't get more specific than that without, getting a private reading with each and every one of you and all of that. But I do feel like there's something that needs to be cut out of your life. It doesn't have to be a person. I think it's a behavior, just something that's a little bit destructive or something that's not serving your purpose, that you've just got to kind of get that energy out so that you can get the things done that you want to get done and reach your goals and that kind of good stuff, all right? Okay. All right, those of you who picked the purple butterfly, pile number 6, here's your reading. We have emotional loss, connect with your soul family. We have the lilies modifying the fish, and we have magician in the mirror. Okay. All right. So, one of the things that I'm really getting from a lot of the energy here is going within to examine what you have control over and what you don't. Emotional loss can be about perception, or it can be about like a literal emotional loss, like it could be literally depression, okay? Or it could be that you lose something and it's very upsetting for you, okay? but there's something's gonna hurt this week, okay? And when I say that, I mean it's gonna hurt a little bit more than you would like it to, okay? I really feel like this is kind of an individual experience, though. I feel like this is getting to that point where you realize something inside of yourself, and it kind of hurts to be aware of this new way of orienting yourself to reality. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Magician in the Mirror next, okay? What this card means to me is that we have the ability to create our reality. Of course, there's the whole law of attraction and manifestation and all of that good stuff and the affirmations and all of that. But I really think that with enough self-reflection, you'll be able to get to that point where you, like even this week, you know, you'll experience the loss, but then you'll also get to that point where it's like, okay, well, I experienced that, but now I know how to get what I really want, you know? So you will have, you'll have this loss, but then you'll also have this revelation as well. They might both be revelations in that case. You know, we have maybe an older person might be giving you money. Unfortunately, with the emotional loss and that, we have possibly an inheritance, which could definitely fit into this. Or it could just be that because you're doing because you really love what you're doing and you're really connecting with the world and all of that kind of stuff, that you are that you're being rewarded for that. But there's just a lot of abundance surrounding you. So even though this stuff's going on, you're going to be feeling like you're totally taken care of, okay? And then we have connect with your soul family, okay? Now, sometimes part of your soul family can be your literal family, right? Like, I don't know what I would do without my brother or sister, okay? They're definitely like soulmates for me, and they're also part of my literal family, right? Well, connecting with your soul family is about finding those like-minded people who can really support you because they really believe in the same kinds of things that you do. These will just be people that you connected with on a really, really deep level. Seek those people out this week, because it feels like you might feel a little lost, you know, with this emotional loss. It's very isolating for me when I feel it, you know, and it will help to have other people that have either gone through it or other people that get that you specifically going through it, you know, means a certain thing, that kind of thing. All right, guys? Okay. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching to the end of my video. I just can't tell you how much I love reading the comments, seeing the likes, and seeing like all the great subscribers that I have. We're creating this awesome community, and I love all of you guys. You guys are so great. And if you're new and you haven't seen any other videos of me before, go ahead and check some of my other videos out. And if you like them enough, go ahead and subscribe. I put this content out pretty regularly. Thank you again. I mean, you guys are really great. You guys are really supportive. And I just have to mention again, for those of you who are still watching, just how meaningful it was for me that when I went through that hard time about a week ago, that you guys were so supportive and loving. It was very, very touching for me, and I just wanted to thank you guys again for that. All right, I will see you tomorrow with our pick a card reading.